everybody, Susan Finch here, founder of Binky Patrol, and I am here with Jeanne Malgioglio from Connecticut. She is our director, and she is the area coordinator, a very successful one, in Connecticut. And I invited her to talk to our chapter leaders, we call them area coordinators, about how to do local fundraising and some easy ideas to have success, even if you get some no's in your face, because that will happen. So, Jeanne, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on.
So, Jeanne, you and I were talking about, or at least I thought, to go down the path of community grants and things like that. You had a very different perspective. So, I'm wondering if you can tell us about what you have found doesn't work and what does work and how you do it.
I'll start from the beginning. We do a couple of really big collections a year, and right now we're collecting for several camps for grief support for kids and for kids who've been abused and stuff like that. So we have to get over 500 blankets this spring. And in the fall, we do a huge collection for Al's Angels, and he brings them to the hospitals, like 1,000 blankets. So there are times where we need a lot of money quickly, and that's when I rely on the grant funding. So I always start with a need, like our current need is for the Binkies for camp. And it gives people an idea of, instead of, oh yeah, we just make blankets, we know we need to make a lot of blankets, and we need to make a lot of blankets fast. So it gives them a urgency. That's the word.
Yeah, a sense of urgency.
A sense of urgency it gives them. I start with that, and then I base a letter. And that's kind of like the hardest part, is making the letter, to making yourself sound like authentic and not begging too much, but schmoozing at the same time. Sort of. So, and you were very helpful. I still can't remember your expression about the clock.
It's yeah. Tell me what time it is, not how to make the watch. It's in other words, cut to the chase quickly so that they will continue to read on.
So our cutting to the chase, I will just explain who we are, what we do, why we need them, and it's not just the check, which is very helpful. It's not just the check, but we are almost inviting them into our community, into partnering with us, whether they can send their people to events, whether they can encourage people to work on their own at home, because many people, they want to volunteer, they want to get in on it, and they just don't know what to do. They need someone to say, hey, we got it, we got you, and you can do this. So I put that in it, and then I always say a way of how we're going to thank them, whether through social media and flyers and stuff.
And does that matter to them?
I mean, they don't say, "Are you going to thank?"
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm sure they like the shout out. One of our drop off spots. It's out of the distance from me, but it's a friend of mine who has a new business, so it's like, let them take the free promo, along with it.
Yeah.
They're doing us a favor, we'll do them a favor, kind of sort of. So then I put that letter on a Google Doc on your letterhead. And then what I do is I just kind of just keep making copies and tailoring it to the different places I shoot it out to. And you're going to have to shoot it out to tons. And then shoot out to 50, hope you get 3 maybe. I don't even know what the numbers are.
Now, are you mailing and sending it as a PDF attachment? I mean, as a physical attachment, or are you emailing it with a PDF attachment?
I'm emailing with a PDF attachment.
Okay.
But sometimes you can only squish it, like if you get that contact us thing and you got like this much to squish it in there. So I'm doing it however I can do it to get it to the people.
Right.
We're also talking about how to find the places to give to, right?
Right. Well, you mean not to give to approach.
I'm sorry, to get the sponsors.
Yeah.
And so that's just a lot of like Google searching and stuff like that. And there are the big community foundations, which are a lot of hoops to jump through. And
that's what I've found.
And it's like, the window just closed, or the window's not opening for 3 months from now.
There's a couple of annual grant kind of things, and all it is a lead generation machine. So they want you, well, let's see how many votes you get. Like, right. I'm not doing a popularity contest thing, and I'm not asking our people to give you their personal information to vote for us, because that's all that is. And so it's knowing too the difference with those. If that's what the process is, that's not for us.
Right. What I almost do is I almost make like different categories of how I'm going to ask. So recently I had success with the Rotary clubs, of where not our target areas of where the kids are coming from, but also like where our drop off spots are, and because I'm a teacher in the next town and my kids all went through town here, and I was very involved with the FMF of Sandy Hook. I have a lot of connections, but I use that. That's helpful. So
no, you are connected, and your state knows you. They know Binky Patrol because of you, and all the kids that have passed through your doors know of Binky Patrol as well, because you've been doing this for so long. And you can see how that's starting to spread out. Didn't you say that one of your former students had an event?
Yeah, last weekend she did.
That's so cool.
Yeah, she did for their religious ed program. So they did it.
That's
Made
super
20
cool.
blankets for us, and she ordered it. She and her mom, they ordered it. They got funding. And another girl a couple of weekends ago did it. She got a grant money for their leadership project for the National Junior Honor Society. So she had her own event. So
But look at how they've learned that they can do that too. So,
hmm
yeah, we might all have to start raising it first for our chapters. But if we also have the next generation join us, they'll see how it's done. I mean, that's what I'm hoping our Corvallis team, Ronnie and Ryan and Zoe and Austin, they're all down there and they have a sorority and a fraternity. But they've done enough binkathons, and especially if it's a fleece tied one only, no sewing involved, they could do it. They could tell the story, show them how to do it the right way, and then let them all make their blankets.
It's funny. My student's mom was telling me she was cutting one at home for a sample, and my student was like lecturing. She's like, "Mom, you can't make them that wide. They're going to get caught in the wheelchairs." And so she was telling me, she's like, Lauren was being so picky. I'm like, good. I taught her
Yeah,
well.
that's exactly it. It's like,
Yeah.
how do we keep it from getting all tangled in things? And
Right.
it's a quality control. These are
Yes, it is.
special gifts for these kids and teens, and they don't want ugly, trashy looking things. Give them
Mhm.
that respect, that dignity to make the very best.
Right.
So I just love all this. So I know for our area coordinators, there'll be a kit for you guys with a couple sample letters and some ideas, and you can make a copy for yourself. We won't make it editable. We will make its own copy in your kit, and then you can save that and edit it how you want to. And if you aren't in Binky Patrol, well, this really won't fit you anyway. But you have some ideas on places to reach out to.
And I'll make lists of my ideas of like different, like you said, the car dealerships are a good
Yeah,
one. And I had luck with the Rotary clubs and then even like the utility companies,
right.
stuff like that. And then I have no idea if it's going to work, by the way. I also applied for a few national ones, and they were for nonprofits that help other nonprofits of kids who are grieving. And
Oh, we do that. You do that. We
because
do.
we're giving that to the experience camps,
Right.
I put
Oh,
that. So,
perfect. That's like with Ballin Foundation, with the Mr. Ballin Foundation, because the groups that we tie to, their other partners, they have the children of homicide victims. They have parents of homicide victims. They have a lot of, grieving people, but they have grieving kids too.
right.
And so all of that would tie, that's a fabulous one. I would love, send me that.
I will. And
I
because
would
our
love,
chapter started on the heels of Sandy
yeah,
Hook, I
right.
told, I shared that story, and then how with my own students, how they're processing grief of a classmate and stuff like that. And how not only are the kids making the binkies, but they were recipients, and you can see the
Right.
magic. You can see how much it counts.
No, you can. Now, you talked about another thing earlier about Facebook community boards and community
Oh
pages
yeah.
and groups. And so, I know it takes time. And for those of you that loathe social media or whatever, get over it, because sometimes those are where the conversations are happening. And there's a way to participate without being pitchy, but to
Mhm.
show the light, be the light, to show what we do, show
And
the
we
joy, show the photos, show the impact.
I often share on to like the Trumbull moms or the Monroe residents, stuff like that. Share what we're doing. I always post when we have our Binkathons. I'll make it a Facebook event. Not that people are RSVP, of course, but I'll still make a Facebook event and I'll share it there to drum up volunteers and stuff like that, and so people can see what we do.
Right. And that's the key too with our area coordinators. Have Ronnie and Ryan set up a page for your chapter, not a group, a page that's public with you guys as the administrator along with me. And so you can participate in that post there. And if it's public, more people will find it. And like you said, if you make it an event, that definitely shows up in a whole different place. Things happening this weekend, things happening this month, and it will show up there because it's public.
And I know people complain about social media, and people go there to
Yeah.
get to complain and get political and all stuff like that. But it can be viral for good things. And before Binky Patrol, when I had the scarf collection, I mean, it got it around the world, just
Yeah.
the one post. So it's amazing how it can be used for good. And I think people need to see that.
That's a great point and good advice too. And it takes a little bit of time. And a lot of you guys have time, but let's help you get some money to continue your mission. And maybe you have a volunteer that's not necessarily crafty, but they still want, they know how to engage on social media. Ask them to help. Make them a poster on your Binky Patrol page. Ronnie and Ryan can add them there too, and let them post and promote and engage.
And I mean, and like what did I say before, I hate asking for money almost as much as I hate being on a microphone, and you got me doing both. But in the end run, if it's going to help the kids, you get over yourself.
You do, you get brave.
Yeah. And you get brave and you get the red cheeks, which mine aren't right now. But hey, the red cheeks are worth it as long as you can get a couple of yeses.
Yep. Yep. And we were laughing earlier that who would have thought that volunteering for a nonprofit would teach you how to do cold calling,
Right.
public relations,
Mm-hmm.
leadership. Gosh, these all sound like job skills that you could actually add to your resumes if you need to.
There you go.
Thanks so much, Jeanne, for the help, the tips, and for just being you. We love that you're in this.
Oh, thank you. I love you guys too.